I'm back. Happy Monday. It's very rare that I come to you on a serious matter, but it's something on my heart that I wanted to talk about because I think that physical books are about to go extinct. And I know that that sounds crazy, and I know that it's like, oh, not now. That could never happen. We have libraries, we have like bookstores. Books are the most popular they've ever been. And all of this is true, but working with the library, we often see trends and signs before everyone else, especially when it comes to major distributors of print books. One of the biggest, Baker and Taylor, just recently announced a few weeks back that they are going out of business. That means that libraries are going to have to pivot in the middle of a fiscal year and find a new distributor who could take on the amount of books that they need to receive for children's, adults, and teens. Shh, we're in a library. I wanted to talk about it because this is library news, and I feel like not enough people are talking about it, and it's getting serious, especially with the banned books getting higher and higher. More and more is getting pulled off of the shelves. I believe the time is now. But before we get into all that, my name is Michaela. I go by a Black Librarian on all platforms. Be sure to like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. If you like library news, book recommendations, book reviews, how to become a librarian, and things like that, I'm a teen librarian in the Bay Area, just bringing you the facts. And today, there's nothing more pressing than Baker and Taylor just completely going away. Now, it's been around since like the 1800s, and they are a prime distributor for all library audio visuals and print items, right? So they're able to handle everything that we need for the year. So for me, when I order for my teens, I place all these orders in a cart. They get shipped off to Baker and Taylor. We get a discount because we're a library, and then we get the books, they go on the shelves, the whole thing, the whole method. Now, for such a big distributor to go under because they weren't acquired means something. Apparently, they thought they were going to be picked up by another company and found out that they weren't. So they instantly just put the news out there, but no one was warned. And for Baker and Taylor to be some libraries' only way of getting their print items, it's very disturbing, especially because we just started our fiscal year in July. So August, October. We're only 3 months in, and we have to make it to next July. Luckily, we don't only get our print items from Baker and Taylor. We also get them from a thing called Ingram, a distributor called Ingram, but I'm hearing a lot of doubts about that too, that it's not as good and that it doesn't have good recommendations for YA and things like that. And I feel like it's going to be very interesting, especially for people like libraries who don't have a system like mine, meaning a library system where every branch is different. So they know that. So they allow the children's, the teen, and adult librarian at each branch to order for their own collection. Now, some libraries have centralized ordering, where about 2 to 3 people are ordering the books for the entire system and then sending the books out to where they think it will be best, or just to put it on the shelves. But they don't know the population of people, they don't know what the people are reading, and they don't really know like the circulation stats. They're just ordering popular items and things that come their way. So I feel very bad for those people, because this is going to be an even more stressful time if they've only been on Baker and Taylor. Now, the reason that I think that print items are going to be going extinct are because when a major distributor goes out of business that has been doing this for as long as it has, it kind of tells me that there wasn't enough money in it, right? They're not making enough to stay afloat. And I believe that this happened in the pandemic. Now, if you remember, during the pandemic, we were all at home, but some libraries were open. A lot of them pivoted a lot of their funding to ebooks and audiobooks to make it accessible for the patrons who weren't able to leave the house and were staying home. Now, this opened a new door, right, for libraries, because a lot of people who hadn't been like on ebooks or audiobooks, whether that's Libby, or Hoopla, they were like, oh, so you're seeing mass people getting onto these apps, reading ebooks, listening to audiobooks, and libraries who are in charge of ordering for those, they know it's a lot more expensive because it's electronic. All electronic things are more expensive. So a lot of that funding was pushed there. Baker and Taylor suffered, and you see a decline. More people are on Kindles and things as well. I do know a lot of people still say, but I love a physical book. I know that may be true, but a lot of times I do see more of that. So as a print girly, I don't have a Kindle. Um, the only time I was reading on electronic device was when I was reading on my phone in college and in high school when I'd be on the bus. But I would warn everybody to start buying books. And I know I say that with hesitancy because I want you to use the library and I want you to utilize those resources that are available to you. But seeing this trend of Baker and Taylor leaving, I don't see it stopping anytime soon. I feel like other distributors will also go under, and pretty soon we're going to be relying only on electronic ebooks and audiobooks, and physical print is going to start going to the wayside. And I think this is interesting, especially because a lot of stuff on the internet is being deleted. So it's a perfect time to pivot, right? Because you won't be able to access the same materials you would if you were to order a book. So if you have a book, specific author that you like, or you want to know more about specific times in history, it's time to buy those books because they're deleting them, they're banning them, and it's going to be a little harder to get them in the future, I believe. Yep. So, with all that being said, not to scare anybody, that's just my 2 cents and thoughts on that. And I guess we'll call this segment Library News because that's the news in the library. Shocking, jarring. Buy those books. Ooh. Well, I'll probably drop 2 videos this week, also about what I'm reading, but I just want to come and talk about this and what's going on in the library and something to really think about. Do you think that print um, items are going to go extinct? How soon? How far? Do we have time? Does it make sense? Let me know in the comments. Peace, y'all.